Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Dark Ages, issue number 2, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. We begin this issue with the narration of Peter Parker. After the world went dark, people were scared and grieving, and their fear turned into anger and hurt. There were wars fought over borders, resources, ideologies. It was chaos. Between the earthquakes, or the initial earthquakes and the loss of power, and the wars, billions of lives were lost. But then cutting through all that fear and rage, they figured there had to be a better way, and the message started spreading around. So we get people like Wolverine telling people it needs to be a better way, Wakanda, I love Shang-Chi, and Deadpool's clap back with this homeboy right here. Hey, my friends have some ideas, or you just want to ram this sword up your eye socket. I think that was really cool. And what that better way was telepathy, led by Professor X. He was the head telepath in charge. And who says in this post-apocalyptic world it has to be a bad place? You know, you got wastelands dominated by leather skulls and all kinds of problems and cannibals in this civilization. But that's okay. They figured out a way to make it all work. And Peter Parker's talking about how this post-apocalyptic world was made into a better place and a better place to raise a family in some ways. And it shows him bonding with his daughter and MJ post-apocalyptic. So what was the plan? So the plan was each city was linked by a telepath. Professor X was in one place, Australia was another place, and then Wakanda. So they all telepath what they need, and they didn't withhold nothing from each other. And they all had a common goal to survive and build, right? So the center of the new world was the capital, Earth's capital, Wakanda. In Wakanda, it was accounts of great theorists innovated every day in the city, and some of the best minds that were working together. Tony Stark, Shuri, T'Challa, Dr. Von Doom, all working together to create lighting and new systems of food and production and preservation and shelter for new governance. Together, they created a post-apocalyptic utopia. Now, how do you protect this utopia? Because in this Dark Ages, as this pun intended with this book, vampires and werewolves were running rampant. So Peter Parker built webs protecting that. And with those webs protecting the perimeter, none other than Daredevil was securing to make sure he heard or felt those vibrations, so him and Foggy can send out whoever that hunting crew was. And in this case, as these webs were shredded apart, the crew was Blade, Wolverine, and company, and they were ready to do some work, dipping the blades in silver. The werewolves and the vampires coming out, ready to attack. Guess what? They got served. Not the kind of serves you get when it's a block party barbecue. It's the kind of serves you get when a disobedient kid tests as a parent or something like that. You get my drift. Meanwhile, in the cave, Tony Stark and Pepper are in the cave working on alchemy, new ways to innovate, and a vampire just strolls in through the front door, so to speak, and is like, Stark. Surprisingly, Captain America comes in from behind and decapitates his head, and they are excited to see him, not because he saved them, but it was presumed that whatever he was doing, he might have been dead, and Captain America's been gone for a while. Turns out Captain's been in Europe. Tony asks, how was it? It's still ruled by Iron Fist, and they need your help. Can we take a walk, Tony? So as Captain takes Tony out for a walk to talk about joining Europe and helping fight the war, they go in behind these bushes, and Captain's like, look, there's something I need to show you. And surprising, there's Apocalypse, Dracula's henchman, Captain America, and Tony Stark's like, Apocalypse? Surprise, he lights up like a light bomb and kills some of Dracula's servants. And then Dracula swooshes behind Tony Stark, chokes him from behind, puts him in the point of submission where Tony Stark is like, Cap, help me out here, and Cap knocks him out with the sheet. I'm like, dude, there's gotta be something up with this. And it turns out that Captain America was actually Mystique. Apocalypse tells Mystique, very well done. Now it's time to bring him back to Europe. So meanwhile, Iron Man wakes up, and Apocalypse is like, look, Tony, your mind is beyond human. I thought mutants were the more superior species, but clearly I was narrow-minded for thinking that. I want you to work for me. And then Tony Stark sees Apocalypse statue of himself, like in this egotistical manner, just referencing him. And Tony's like, sorry, I've always had a firm rule about not working with people who have slaves built them statues. And Apocalypse clasped Blacklight. Well, and your Iron Man suits were not partly shining tributes to yourself, right? Were the metals not mined by slaves in other lands? So Apocalypse continues to tell Stark, evolution uses and kills inferiors and undeserving beings. There could be no progress with our world rendered stagnant. And Apocalypse takes Tony Stark underground. Tony Stark sees Reed. It was like, dude, I thought you were dead. Sue thought you were dead. And what are you guys doing here? In like this monotone, just neutral reaction, everything we can to help out Inside-preneur. And Tony's like, are you being threatened or no? We've been given a chance, Tony. And then Tony's like, okay, this is very sus here. And Tony's like, the power running in here, how have you done this? Apocalypse is like, well, how would you do this? And even though there's EMP blast from issue number 1, clearly there's no electricity. Now there's a whole buttload of electricity going on. And Tony's like, I've tried this before. It's a Faraday cage immune to the constant EMP, but every cage I've built has failed. I've used adamantium, vibranium, and the electromagnetic pulses in the earth, and it's still too strong. You need a magnetic something equally as strong to repel it in here. Something. And Tony Stark's, no, someone. And they're using Magneto to build up a metal force field or whatnot to not let the EMP go in. And you can tell Magneto has been in there for a while. Look how long his nails are, you know? I got to leave a little meat on the bone with you guys at this, but at the conclusion of this issue is left with a cliffhanger of what Apocalypse's true intentions are, and it is not good. And you know what? Man, this book is fantastic. There's so many ways, so many avenues you can go with this story. And I'm not too much into post-apocalyptic stories, but this is one of them where I do want to see this through because it's Marvel. And so far, it's just really, really good. With that being said, Dark Ages, issue number 2. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. If you want to get a copy of Dark Ages number 2, link in description. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.